You have seen me roast scam companies and highlight the reputable brands. But here's the truth no one else wants to say. Those scam companies wouldn't even exist without so-called reviewers and influencers hyping unsafe bikes, downplaying problems, and chasing affiliate money. Meanwhile, you're stuck waiting for months for an e-bike, risking a fire hazard in your garage, and getting ghosted after you hit pay or prepay. Today, I'm exposing the influencer scam that's poisoning this industry. I've already shown you how shady e-bike companies scam people with pre-orders, lies, missing founders, omitting crucial information on their websites, and ghosted support. But what makes me even angrier is how so-called reviewers are in on it. They hype bikes they've only ridden a handful of times, or even just once, and they never ask the hard questions because they don't want to buy the hand that feeds them. And that's the dirty little secret. The influencer scam is what keeps these bad companies alive. Because let's be real, if it weren't for all of those shady influencers, half of the scam companies wouldn't even exist. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how it works, the tactics they use to trick you, and why you should never trust a glowing review that exists just to earn a commission. Because at the end of the day, it's you, the writer, who gets burnt. Let me show you how this really works behind the scenes when you're a reviewer. Step 1. A company contacts you through email and dangles a free e-bike, an affiliate commission percentage, and maybe even the promise to feature your video in their ads to make the deal more juicy. All they want in return is a video on your channel. Step 2, the influencer decides whether to accept or decline. Most accept. Step 3, sure, the influencer technically has creative freedom to say whatever they want, but here's the catch. They don't want to upset the company because that company usually has multiple models, and what the influencer really wants is a long-term partnership. Step 4, the influencer also wants to sell as many e-bikes as possible because they're pocketing anywhere from 5% to 12% commission per bikes sold. The more bikes they push, the more money they make. And the better they look to the company, of course. And step 5, this is the big one. A lot of influencers admit that their views depend on what bike they review, which means they'll hype whatever looks like the latest and greatest, the biggest, fastest, baddest e-bike around. As long as it goes fast, gets them views, and racks up commissions, they could care less about anything else. Safety, reliability, customer support, completely ignored. Looking back to when I was a reviewer, the way I decided whether to work with a company or not was pretty simple. How cool the e-bike looked, how fast it would go, the more volts the better, because 48 volts was considered boring, and how well known the brand was. That was it. There was never any behind the scenes investigations into who the company really was, how long they've been around, what their warranty looked like, or if they actually honored it. Honestly, I was naive. It never once crossed my mind that any of these brands could be scams or shady. I was just trusting, learning the ropes, and I thought being a good reviewer meant pointing out the positives and negatives of the product, having nice filming equipment, and being entertaining. And I think a lot of new YouTubers are the same way. Too innocent, too green, to realize just how many sharks are in the water. But after a while, you'd have to be an idiot not to see that some of these companies are complete ripoffs. At that point, you either open up your eyes and protect your viewers, or you choose to look the other way and maximize your profits while pretending not to care about the people who are actually buying the products you're pushing. Let's be real. Yes, companies send reviewers a free bike. That's the reality of this industry. But here's the truth. That bike isn't free. If you're doing the job right, a reviewer puts in hours of writing, testing, filming, editing, and sometimes even takes the heat for calling out problems. That's work. The problem isn't getting the bike. The problem is what you do with it. Honest reviewers will put it through its paces, show you the flaws, and tell you the truth, even if it risks upsetting the brand. Shills? They take the bike, hold it up to the camera, say a few nice things, slap an affiliate link on the screen, and move on to the next one. And those affiliate links, they're not bad in themselves. They can help support a channel. But when your paycheck depends on pumping out sales, that's a giant conflict of interest. And too many so-called reviewers cash in by glossing over real problems because they don't want to bite the hand that feeds them. Then there's the obsession with long-term partnerships. Reviewers don't want to make a company mad because that company might have 3 or 4 more e-bikes they can feature. So instead of being honest, they stay quiet and keep the free bikes coming. Now, I'm a reviewer too. I get offers every single week from all of these e-bike companies. But here's the difference. I turn down shady brands. I'll never sell out my viewers just to make a commission or look good to a scam company. Too many others can't say the same. Now, let's be clear. There's a big difference between what I call influencers and content creators. Influencers are the ones who treat viewers like a paycheck. Early on, they'll take any free e-bike offered, but once their subscriber count climbs, they stop accepting everything and start chasing the hype. They get choosy, only taking the flashy bikes that can go the fastest, because those bring the biggest views and the biggest affiliate sales. And the sellout influencers will do anything to get in with the meanest, baddest e-bike of the moment. Once the momentum dries, they leap onto the next hype. And a lot of them work like churn and burn machines. They'll get a bike, film an unboxing, write it for the first time out of the box, and then pretend that's a review. I'm sorry, but you can't give a fair, thorough review unless you actually put time into it. I say at least 30 miles in the saddle. Instead, they churn through e-bikes like a production line with zero quality control. Content creators, on the other hand, earn trust. They actually put bikes through real tests. They'll talk about the negatives of an e-bike instead of glossing over them or pretending nothing's wrong. They're careful about which brands they work with, sticking to reputable, proven companies instead of chasing unknown Chinese, shady e-bike brands. And yes, they'll ask you to use their affiliate links. They're not going to work for free either, of course, but they do it with finesse and refinement, not like the influencers where it's obvious they're just paid marketing people. Now, I'll be honest, I don't think anyone digs into the company behind the brand the way I do. That's the role I've taken on as a customer advocate. But there are still creators out there who put their viewers first And I want to make sure that you know who they are. These are the people I personally trust and wouldn't hesitate to recommend if you're looking for more honest voices in the e-bike space. Now that I explained to you what I consider the difference to be between influencers and content creators, I'm going to give you a list, name by name, of the channels that I trust and recommend. These channels, they've been out for years, and I have never seen them review an e-bike from a shady Chinese e-bike company. They only work with reputable brands, mainly on the class 3 system, and that honor their warranties, that have excellent customer service, or pretty good, and very good quality control. And I really admire them for this. Like, you can tell they're very picky about who they work with. Okay, so number 1, Electric Bike Report. Real world testing with strengths and weaknesses laid out. Excellent job. Number 2, Electric Bike Reviews. In-depth, practical reviews focused on how bikes perform for real riders. Number 3, E-Bike Escape. Grounded, trustworthy, very in-depth reviews highlighting both pros and cons. Now, the 3 channels that I just mentioned, they actually test their bikes before making their very thorough, detailed videos. They test them for many miles. They really get to know their bikes inside and out. Excellent. Number 4, Mike Feedy. Transparent, thoughtful, and doesn't shy away from calling out problems. I've actually met him in person. I really like the guy. Number 5, Miss Go Electric. Direct, concise, and puts her audience first over the brands. She also makes very thorough, well thought out reviews. You can tell she really prepares before making a review. Number 6, Tom's Gadget Garage. Long-term quality testing, not chasing hype. Number 7, Electrified Reviews. Hands-on, detailed, and consistently pointing out both positives and negatives. And those 9 channels are pretty much the only specific e-bike channels that I trust out of the hundreds out there. Now, there's a channel he's just in the e-scooter industry that I also trust. He's also a huge customer advocate in his electric scooter industry. I really admire this guy. He also has received dozens of cease and desist letters from scammy companies. His name is Scooter Gang. I'll put the name up here. Scooter Gang. Awesome guy. We're probably going to do a little video together at some point about customer advocacy. Okay? All right, guys. Now, in the contrary, we have back to the influencers. Okay? So when I say influencers, I don't mean just like the giant channels with hundreds of thousands of subs. Some of the usual suspects only have 7,000, 14,000, maybe 50,000 subscribers. Size doesn't matter. Shady is shady. The pattern is always the same. An unboxing passed off as a review, hyping the flashiest, fastest new e-bike, glossing over the real problems, and shoving affiliate links at you like it's a commercial. And here's the truth. Once you've clicked the link and bought the bike, they could give a about what happens to you. Whether your bike shows up late, breaks down, or the company ghosts you, they've already got their cut. They're on to the next bike. Another favorite gimmick? Titles like, I bought the cheapest moped-style e-bike on Amazon and this is what happened. It makes them look brave, like they're risking their money up for you. But the reality is, Amazon is flooded with the shadiest, lowest quality e-bike brands out there. These influencers don't tell you that. They just hype the views, drop their affiliate links, and leave you stuck with a piece of junk. And this is just so they can get the clicks, the views, the subs. All right, guys, so let me give you a recap of everything that I just said with the influencers, okay? Because they all run the same tired playbook. Number one, the unboxing as a review. Pull it out of the box, write it for the first time, and suddenly it's a full review. No miles, no testing, no looking behind the scenes, no clue. Number two, the fastest e-bike hype. If it's flashy, has a massive motor, and can go stupid fast, they'll gush over it like it's the greatest thing ever. Safety, warranty, support doesn't matter, because guess what? Speed equals views. Number three, the Amazon stunt. I bought the cheapest moped style e-bike on Amazon and this is what happens. Sounds dramatic, but really it's just them shilling the shadiest, lowest quality bikes Amazon is packed with. Number four, affiliate link spamming. Every video ends the same way. Use my link below. Once you click and buy, they could give you a shit about what happens to you. And number five, the churn and burn. One bike, one video, then sell it, flip it, and on to the next hype train. No long-term testing, no accountability, just content on a conveyor belt. Now, you might say, so what? Who cares if influencers hype junk bikes? Here's the real damage. Shady companies don't survive on their own. Influencers keep funneling them to customers. And that means more people waiting months for a bike that never shows up, or shows up 4, 5, 6, 8 months, a year later. It also means more riders stuck with dangerous junk and more companies that vanish the second there's a problem. This country, the United States, is full of shady, scammy brands that keep hurting people, all in the name of greed from both the companies and the influencers. It's a rotted system stuck in a vicious cycle. Influencers hype the scams rise to the top, and the good brands get drowned out. The companies that actually build safe, reliable e-bikes and take care of their customers can compete with hype and lies. If you have been following me, you know I don't sugarcoat it. I'll call out the scams, I'll roast the shady companies, and I'll keep exposing the influencer game that poisons this industry. But I'll also point you towards the creators and companies you can trust, and the brands that are building this space the right way. Because at the end of the day, my loyalty isn't to these companies who send me fake threats or the influencers who might talk crap behind my back. My loyalty is to you, the riders who deserve to spend their money on bikes that are safe, reliable, and backed by real support. So don't fall for the hype. Do your homework. Trust the few brands or the few voices who've earned it. And don't let shady influencers decide what you ride. And if you want the truth, not the hype, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments if you have ever been burnt by any one of these shady brands or influencers. Your story might save someone else from making the same mistakes. And guys, if you've made it till the end, thank you so much for sticking with me till the end. I will be seeing you very soon, back for another video. And always remember, whatever you're doing, happy riding! Stay safe. Cha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.